In this video, we're going to talk about Spawn's forces versus the Saints, the Planet Eaters, all while Spawn rises from the grave. So that's it, my brothers and my sisters from another mister. This is a comic book review of The Scorched, issue number 21. Let's get into it. Previously in The Scorched, Spawn forces gather to attack the Saints. Meanwhile, Spawn returns from the dead with a new purpose. So yeah, she had come back, rose herself from the dead. She had to make sure that her mother and her daughter were very safe. This is the first time she apologized to her mother, asking her for forgiveness because she went off to fight a war that she couldn't explain to them, but in the all context of things, it just looks like she embedded her daughter with her mom, well, Spawn's mom, but with her daughter's grandma, and it just looks all messed up and all kinds of messed up, you know what I mean? So now she goes back and reveals to her daughter that she has a mom, but the daughter doesn't know that, well, my mom was alive. What kind of stuff is this? Because Jessica knows that if she doesn't survive, that if she's killed at any time, Spawn has promised to protect her child's life. But that comes at a cost, because the downside of asking for Spawn's protection is her daughter will also be dragged into this world filled with misery and contempt and danger. But Gaia and Kingslayer are like, enough, it's not the child's time, not yet, unless you're willing to sacrifice yourself so the girl can take your place. And Kingslayer is like, you know the girl isn't ready to assume her status, so does Jessica. And Jessica Priest goes up to Kingslayer like, and I also know you're far from ready yourself. And Kingslayer is like, perhaps, which is why Gaia followed you here, so you will fulfill your destiny. Actually, you need to become destiny itself, to become the one who can shake entire worlds. So meanwhile at the military base, where Terminus's followers left in its taters, because that's from the previous issue where Spawn and the Scorched are just going ham, but they're looking for ancient files and relics and all these saints. But since Terminus and the Planet Eaters share the same bloodlines, they both must want something, and Spawn knows what that is. It's power over humanity itself. But they turn around and focus their attention on something moving in the shadows. Show yourself, says the Redeemer. Stop being a coward. And Mandarin and Spawn having a serious case of not being a coward and fucking around and find out. That's what he tells the Scorched. If you guys are so brave, step forward. Show me how brave you really are. And none of them step forward because they don't want to test Mandarin. They don't want that smoke. And Spawn's like, okay, I'm more calculated here. Before I fight, before I throw it down, why did you follow us? And Mandarin Spawn's like, to tell you where Terminus is. For as much as I hate what you guys stand for, I've been sent here to let you know there's a way to rid ourselves of his threats, but only if you join me in this cause. And Monolith is like, hell to the no, we're not joining you for nothing. Spawn, he wants more information. Who sent you? Urison, he murdered himself, and the monstrosity is like, I did. The Planet Eaters plan to take this planet, to rewrite a new history, one that includes all of our deaths. But they've underestimated us. So hell, Spawn, what are you gonna do, says Urison. The other factions, they're all in place. Gaia, heaven, hell, and now the cosmos. How do you plan on saving your loved ones, says Urison. And Spawn's like, you know, he doesn't even answer the question. He just looks at Urison like, I can tell you're scared. I'm bound to this Earth, says Urison. So if Earth dies, and Spawn already concluded that answer, then you die. And Spawn's like, but they're already here, already feeding off the Earth. And Urison's like, well, they're not feeding, they're coring it out, down to the very center of the planet. So Spawn's like, and how do we get to them? Easy. We break Earth open. So what do? With the power of gods, these two demons make a seismic assault. Each of their blows as they punch to the ground reaches out across the globe, traveling along the same fault lines of the permafrost the Planet Eaters had burrowed into the soil. Knowing their actions might create natural disasters, which is obviously it is, like you tell from these earthquakes and buildings, Spawn has no choice, as there's nothing natural about the threat facing this planet. So the dead zone's already been opened. Now space and time has become fair game, and his teammate Spawn, she's been taken by a mysterious force. So what he and Urison are doing is sending their enemies a message, one they won't be able to ignore. And while fortified under the bone church of Sarajevo, he casually sits on the throne as his world is being attacked right now, because he's already claiming his world. That's Terminus from the previous issues. He's not even concerned about Spawn or Urison pounding away at the Earth to get to the core, because in his mind, this planet has already been colonized. They've already won, because this planet has been weak for so long, making its entire consumption inevitable. He ain't worried about nothing, bro. And because of the way the history of Earth is, people on Earth have been slaughtering and invading one another since the dawn of time. Men and stealing each other's land. He just sees that, yo, it's a free-for-all, so we might as well take over, because killing their enemies, women and children, that's what the guys have been doing on Earth, but we're just coming in to, you know, try him and enslave him because we can do it better. That's what Terminus is thinking. And also, he has a justification that we tried taming them before. It's why we sent the Saints, hoping to deliver the miracles. He's referencing a couple issues of the Scorched, issue number 19, I believe, that he mentioned that, and now they're gonna go about it themselves. So by the grace of the spear of Longinus, their land will be shaken, then burned. So now he's got his spear, he's got his boys, and he's going to enslave humanity, and he's going to go to work. And by going to work, they're going to an all-out war. The spear of Longinus, the bow of Saint Sebastian, the shield of Saint Peter. The planet eaters have slayed dozens of worlds with these weapons. So instead of idly waiting for their enemies to attack, nah, bruh, we're going to bring the attack to you. And because to these cosmic invaders, Earth has become personal to them. So showing the human cretins that even their most powerful warriors such as Spawn, Monolith, Redeemer, and Mandarin Spawn and Urizen, when they bring him down to the knees and when they claim victory over them, the rest of civilization will shake. That fear will be the last thing every being on this planet will feel. So for the battle to protect the innocent, the clash of good versus evil has played out across the universe billions of times, because the creator of everything we are, everything we see, also designed by the most insidious weapon imaginable. Well, Monolith is going to work, and that's greed. That's what that weapon is. Greed not only to them, but by humanity as well. It's existed forever. Urizen makes a strange proposition like, hey Spawn, you want to eat Terminus? Then start with your own leg. Terminus won't have to do that. Spawn will take his legs out necessarily, but Spawn's like, okay, you know what, this is kind of too easy, all in the name of avenging the woman he loves, wanted, because that's part of his motivation for why he wants to, you know, help out humanity, even though he despises it, all in the name of the woman he loves. But guess what, Urizen has ulterior plans of his own, and he tells Spawn, you made this easier than I thought. Spawn's like, what? And Terminus decks Spawn in the face and goes down to the ground. Don't be so shocked, Spawn. Urizen has been one of us for a very long time. He promised to deliver you to me to mix your blood with mine. And the reason for that is because that combination of their DNA light mixed with darkness creates a glow bathing Terminus following in its energy, and these blood beasts will become more powerful in that. And this is how the planet eaters have thrived. They molded stardust with their born, stolen from the worlds they've devoured. It's how they created countless armies across the galaxies, turning each of them into gods. And Spawn is the final piece of that puzzle that's going to make them all powerful and all dangerous. And now Terminus is like, now I have no need for you, Urizen. You served your purpose. So with the Spear of Longinus, he throws it at Urizen, and that's the reward to Urizen, blinding him so black as his soul, and now Urizen can't see. But as Urizen falls, a bigger threat emerges. Guy has returned her from the dead, though still infected with the disease brought by these intruders, because Guy is angry, freaking angry at those who left this woman in a grave, caring even less for this woman's daughter becoming an orphan, all for the cause of some great war that needed to be fought. Guy is pissed. Spawn is standing over Urizen, even though he's all powerful. She's standing over, light beckoning, but she's pissed, so maybe she's on the good side now. And Spawn tells him, if it's a fight you want, then rise, face the wrath of this Spawn. And that is where we end The Scorched, issue number 21. You know what? Awesome, man. I can't wait for the next issue to see how this turns out, plays out, and goes ham out. Look, I'm crazy with it, dude. I'm loving it. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or some of our other Rated Comics exclusives to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. Lastly, this review is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the Super Thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.